Is it
Thank you.
okay to consume same millet for a prolonged period, or is there a system of consuming different millets?
So there is nothing. See, when you have choices, why
Yes,
would you not do it?
right.
So even if you
Also,
want to eat rice, you don't
indigenous.
want to eat the same white rice every day. You want to have it in a
Every day.
different forms. Likewise, naturally, we have a different choice. So if you are comfortable eating them, there's nothing wrong. But as you said, so in certain geographies, say ragi, for example, they for ages they've been consuming ragi. They don't get
Correct.
bored out of it. So it's up to us to take a call on that.
Mostly the indigenous varieties always are the best,
Best.
depending on the place you are at and weather
Yes,
conditions and
yes,
everything.
yes. Because it suits to
Otherwise,
your body and metabolism and all
right.
of it.
There's one question I want to know more on millets, millet varieties that are good for sugar.
I probably see something of this kind would be making a blanket statements. I would not want to actually direct some, but definitely yes, they are known and proven to regulate sugar. But doing your bit of research, and because everybody has their own individual inherent adaptability or resistance to every commodity that you eat. So just because it is good, if you have tried and not worked out, maybe you have to look for a consultation with a dietitian or a physician would be better. But yes, they are proven to be beneficial to regulate your blood sugar.
My name is Aruna. I'm from Orissa, and it's a very good
Wonderful,
presentation,
wonderful.
sir. And so the thing is, most of the important things I've got through your seminar, webinar. But I am actually consuming millets since few days, like not in
Okay.
regular basis, because rice and rotis are our main ingredient meals. Okay, so meals part. So Orissa particularly they have rice. So I am, frankly speaking, sir, I am into health issues. Okay.
Okay.
So, as you must know, Mr. Khadir Walli, right? So, he's a millet
Yes,
man,
yes.
right?
Mm.
So, I followed and I also tried the process what he explained, because he also explained that now the nutrients is no more contains like in rice or wheat, that is called mota anaj. Okay. So they have in Mysore based, I think their clinics are in Mysore.
Yes,
So
yes,
I followed the way the process they are making that millets ambli and millets ambli is bit longer process. It need like you have to be in home as a working person. You can't do it. Okay, somebody have to do it for you because it is fermented things, and other things are easy like khichdi and all these things. So having said that, sir, I am a gastric person, like severe acidity and gastric person. I am trying all my level best to get out from this. Like, okay. So after some times, like I have consumed, I notice like my weight has become, maintained, but it's not in last 4 5 months, it gradually reduced. So I suggest like somebody suggests me to try millets based foods and avoid this thing I'm doing. But do you think the millets, if I will consume, it will reduce your weight and impact your? Definitely, there is no negative impact. I know, but my health from gastric now reducing of weight is also it is add on to that. So it was big surprising for me, and I'm trying to contact Mr. Khadir Walli, but they don't have such phone conversation or like access. We have to go to proper appointment and on the spot. So they have big fan followers and big. So I got some network, and that fellow is still stay in Rajasthan, in some Jaipur or somewhere. So that guy helped me sometime, but I am very surprising. Like nobody is giving me the proper diet plan, like how we have to take means that millets. So health is, of course, it's a worldwide issue. But the thing is, personally, I'm speaking, I'm going through a very tough time. So I want to add millets in my daily life. But the thing is, my weight is become reducing. So how and which type of content I could take, like how the quantity. Can you guide me, or somebody have to help me on this so that I can use? I will continue my millets diet again.
Yes, sir. So which part of Odisha do you stay, sir? Where you
I
belong
am
to?
from Berhampur, sir. I am southern Odisha. It is now Berhampur, Ganjam
Berhampur.
district.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It
So
is
in
just
that case,
Visakhapatnam's from
I know, I
Visakhapatnam
know,
is
I know.
3 hours.
I have lived in Odisha. I have lived in Odisha for
Okay,
5 years,
okay, sir.
so I know
Okay,
the geography there. Maybe you could reach out to Koraput. Okay.
okay, okay,
So in Koraput, there are a couple of enthusiasts, and then there are agriculture department professionals who are into advocating millets. Okay,
okay,
but I
okay,
rather than answering that part, I would first suggest you probably you could consult your dietitian or a doctor before coming to a conclusion as to what could be the solution to the problems that you are facing. Okay, but to
okay,
answer how can I get information about millets, or how can I get, like, how can I be part of the things that are happening in your state, maybe I can share, or I can suggest you that could be the place where you could go to Koraput Agriculture Department.
okay.
So
So,
there you have.
Koraput, they have some branches, like you have some contacts, like numbers or
No, no, no.
some.
I think I know the gentleman, one of my seniors, Dr. Tapas Chandra Roy.
Okay,
He is quite a good enthusiast, and he has written books. He's done
okay.
a lot of training programs, and I'm sure somebody like him should be able to help you there.
Sure. And one more thing, sir, like nowadays, of course, millets is now it's a very compulsory thing. So now people take it as, a business way. Okay. So they made cookies, they made biscuits, they made everything. Okay. Like all sort of things. And in my area only, there are more than three, four outlets. Like they have selling their business with their own brand, own names. Like, okay. So they do all sort of cookies and all these things. So, do you think like consuming that, like, because of course it is in packed form, okay, and packaging form is never entertained in any type of food. So, millets in a preservative form is a good thing, like cookies or whatever thing, snacks, because khichdi and ambli, this is the things which can be done at home, and suddenly we can, can consume, and it's like food, daily food. But biscuits and snacks can one take, somebody can take consume.
So definitely, because snacks and see, ultimately, if you want people to eat, so what is that they are used to eat? So they are used to eat, that is the reason researches are being done to provide millets in as wider forms as possible. Today you may wonder, we have millet-based pizzas, millet-based
Right, right,
burgers,
right, right,
okay, millet milk and all of that, which means
right,
we
right.
are just the technological efforts are in line to give wider choices to the consumer.
Right, right, right. Got it, sir. Of course, sir. I will contact you guys again for any question
Yes,
and
yes.
query, and I will contact the Koraput guy also. So from here, I will reach possible. I have to go to them, and I will meet personally to them, sir.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much, sir.
I'd like to now unmute Mr. Prakash Gunasekaran. Sir, could you kindly unmute yourself?
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for the good session.
Thank you
So
for joining us.
my question is, how can we preserve the millets for long term? For example, for a year. For example, right now El Nino is happening. For if I'm doing some business in the future, I'm planning to do the millet business. Not a It's a value added business. I'm thinking about it. If I procure something, how can we improve the shelf life? The raw millets. I'm asking about the raw millets to improve the shelf life. Then I can process it whenever it is required. For example, if I procure 1 ton of ragi or some other grains like millets, if I procure, how can I maintain the shelf life?
What are those millets that you are trying to procure, sir?
Sir, most of the things are kudo millet. Actually, I'm from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. So I'm planning to procure in my region millets.
Why? Because unless and until you're going to process them, I don't think storing in as a grain should not be any trouble for you.
Okay,
Unless you want to make it into flour, or you want to dehull them and then do things like that. But naturally harvested, I think you should not have much trouble in storing. Per se, the problem for the grains, whole grains, are not as much as that you find for the processed grains or processed products.
okay. So is there should I have to do some pest control for that?
It depends because what condition and what kind of place you are storing them. But generally, the accepted practices are there where you have, storage conditions, what kind of measures are to be taken, especially for rodents and pests and things like that. I think if you're able to manage the prescribed formats, that should be enough. No additional effort is needed, is what I actually meant. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Moving on to the next question from the chat box. Can you please share the list of millets outlets? Suggest list of millet outlets at different locations. So you could you suggest some popular millet outlets or something like that?
Yes, of course.
Across.
I do. So I think back then when I used to work at NutriHub, we used to deal with a lot of passionate entrepreneurs. So some of them are into millet businesses, and some are doing good across different regions and states as well. So if you're in Hyderabad, I think one is definitely Millet Marvels. So that's founded by an actor turned entrepreneur. He's a doctor himself. So there's one restaurant. So there is also called as I think one more restaurant called as Millet Factory. Another passionate founder. So these startups are incubated at NutriHub. So that's how I personally know them. Okay, and then a cafe called Arambam. Okay, it's a chain of cafes that is there in Bangalore and Hyderabad, and I think maybe you have Madam Rakul Preet Singh as one of the chief promoters of that particular chain of cafes. And apart from that, we also have few more, outlets that are not exclusive to millets, but still they are serving millets. But in Hyderabad itself, I think you can find there is another chain called Naya Millets. So they also offer millet. And in one in Delhi called Milletum. So one of our startups again, they have. And in Rajasthan, so there is another restaurant, based startup called as Millets of Mewar. So these are the few ones that you can find. So definitely, but some could be hidden that I might not know. At least the
Yeah.
ones that I have worked with or that have associated with me, I'm able to recall and then spell them out.
Thank you so much, Kapil.
Thank you. Thank
I'd
you.
like to now unmute Miss Taranomani.
Hello, hello,
So
hello.
the session was very good and informative. I'm a holistic health coach. Actually, I had done my MSc microbiology, then suffered from various health issues. My son was diagnosed with alopecia at the age of 4 years.
Okay.
And then we studied a lot about it, and we got to know one of the issue is the gut health. So I
Okay.
started giving them millets, and I read that little millet is very good and it promotes hair growth. So literally after 8 or 9 months, all the patches which were found on his head got reduced, and hair started to grow back. So since
Oh,
then,
wonderful.
yes, so that is one very big improvement in his health I had seen. Because at the age of 4 years, losing the hairs from the head and even the eyebrows had affected his mental health very much. He used to tell my classmates they get scared when they see me without the eyebrows and all. So after I introduced the millets, his health got improved. So likewise, every day I give one or the other millet like ragi, jowar, little millets, even the kodo millet, or desserts or whatever we prepare, we give that with that only. So like that, I now personally work as a holistic health coach in a community called as Reshape Nation. And whenever there is issue related to some health issues and all, we promote millets.
Great,
Then
great.
I thank you, sir. Then I started talking to my kids. I have two kids in their schools and all, like how we can introduce millets. We Once we had prepared on the occasion of my kid's birthday, we had prepared millet and mushroom jalebis.
Hmm.
So like that, we had introduced certain desserts and all. But to do on a bigger level, like my elder sister, she works in a school. So to introduce there in the midday meals and all, it's not officially possible, sir. Like in private schools and all, when we talk to the administration and all, it's quite easy. But government, we have a lot of nutritional gap. So every day the kids are given rice, and occasionally one or the other day they'll be given milk and eggs. If we introduce millets, a lot of rural health can be improved. So is there anything from your end which we can use in this process?
Madam, I think because it's not you and I who will be able to, do something that at our end here. per se, it's a larger policy effort that the government, whichever, whether it is a state, union, or the local government that is there. So them adopting such an initiative would add, especially women and child development departments, or maybe Anganwadis or school, midday meals. So those kind of initiatives are at their level. If they probably try and pilot, I think several pilots have been quite successful. So in Odisha, it was done. In Chhattisgarh, it is done. In Madhya Pradesh or in Karnataka, in parts of different parts of the country, these experiments are made and they have been quite successful. Maybe try to sensitize, through organizations would be
Okay.
a better choice than at an individual level.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. Yes, sir. The only way to uh, put it to the level of midday meals is like probably by doing more talks like this, creating a lot of awareness about it so that it can reach the policymakers and actually you can
Yes.
change policies. So thank you for doing this again. Is it
Thank you.
okay to consume same millet for a prolonged period, or is there a system of consuming different millets?
So there is nothing. See, when you have choices, why
Yes,
would you not do it?
right.
So even if you
Also,
want to eat rice, you don't
indigenous.
want to eat the same white rice every day. You want to have it in a different forms. Likewise, naturally, we have a different choice. So if you are comfortable eating them, there's nothing wrong. But as you said, so in certain geographies, say ragi, for example, they for ages they've been consuming ragi. They don't get bored out of
Right,
it. So it's
right.
up to us to take a call on that.
Mostly the indigenous varieties always are the best,
Best.
depending on the place you're at and weather
Yes,
conditions and
yes,
everything.
yes. Because it suits to
Otherwise,
your, body and metabolism and all
right.
of it.
There's one question I want to know more on millets, millet varieties that are good for sugar.
I probably see something of this kind would be, making a blankets statements. I would not want to actually direct some, but definitely yes, they are known and proven to regulate sugar. But doing your, bit of research, and because everybody has their own, individual inherent adaptability or resistance to every commodity that you eat. So just because it is good, if you have tried and not worked out, maybe you have to look for, a consultation with a dietitian or a physician would be better. But yes, they are proven to be, beneficial to regulate your blood sugar.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Like to unmute the last participant with the question.
Thank you for the lovely session. I want to share my story as well as I have one question that I when I delivered my second child, from early
Okay.
on everything was good. She was a very healthy child, but when she turned around 2 years, then we realized that there are so many things that are off in her. And when I started looking for natural solutions, then I came across with Dr. BRC. So he gave
Okay.
this protocol, and his protocol includes millets. So there,
Okay.
from there onwards, I was introduced to millets because I've never eaten millets in my entire life. So
Okay.
there, from there onwards, I got the concept of positive millet, neutral millet, and negative millets. So then I followed that protocol. Then I introduced with Khader Ali sir. So my research was going on, and this is my background. But now I have seen positive results in my daughter. She is completely vocal. She's free from all the illnesses as well. So millet works wonderfully well for her and for us as well. But now I want to commercialize it. So process of making millets as advocated by these doctors or Khadravali sir is that you soak the millet first, then you process it, or then you make the flour of it. Otherwise, it won't be beneficial. So I want to clarify that if we buy the millets in bulk and we just mill it, then will it be adversely affected to your gut because they have contain phytic acids and it won't be acceptable for body in that sense?
No, madam. I think probably I would probably differ with you at that end. So definitely with huge or high regards to Dr. Kadar Wali that way for very aggressively advocating millets. But the point here is each millet is different for its processing and from a validation perspective. So for not all the millets, that soaking may be necessary, and for all millets, it's not that soaking would be adding in a value to whatever you're going to mill them, right? So I think you need to do a bit of research there before, because if you're going to experiment it from a business point of view,
Yeah.
so I believe some effort is needed in that direction.
Okay.
Than
So
relying.
I'm trying to do a millet business, but specifically focuses on the positive millets because I have consumed those only, and those affect really positively on my family.
Madam, there is nothing like positive and negative millets per se. Millets themselves are all positive. Okay, so
Okay.
you can't find something like negative rice, positive wheat, negative millet. Perhaps why that connotation is being built is because the ones that you call them as negative millets are already abundantly available. Apparently, that is why the word negative might have been
Mhm.
there. But equally, they are competent in terms of nutrition and in terms of the health benefits that they are accruing.
Okay.
So maybe I would not agree with the fact that these millets are good millets, these millets are bad millets. All millets are actually good, both for
Yeah.
you and for the planet.
Okay. And if I want to formulate a commercial on a commercial scale, any recipe, then whom to connect to validate that recipe?
Madam, you can reach out to NutriHub. Okay, so there is a dedicated, setup in place. There are incubation programs that you need to enroll yourself or sign up for. So that
Okay.
will eventually open doors for different avenues that you are looking for. Maybe developing a product or validating a product, or rather upscaling the product,
Yeah.
any which ways that you would want to pursue it. So it can be, thought of at NutriHub.
Okay. And one more thing that there's also one incubation center, I guess.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
that is closer to Pune. So which one will you suggest? Going to Baramati or going to Head?
Mati is also, yes, yes. So in fact, it started. We were the ones who in the initial efforts there. I remember. So I mean, NutriHub was the technologically backstopping partner, or rather, they were helping the build that particular sector. Yes, it is equally good. So no doubt. Or if you are in around Solapur, you can also reach out Solapur. So there is a regional center of Indian Institute of Millets Research. So there also there are experts who should be able to guide you. So that option is also there.
Thank you so much.
For millet startup, can you suggest some funding agencies or are there any government support programs to millet startups? What are the protocols for that?
Okay, so just taking your particular case, Trishan. So since you belong to the state of Gujarat, so there is Anand Agriculture University, if you have heard of it. It's in
Right.
Anand. Okay, so
25
Anand
kilometers
Agriculture
from me.
Research Foundation. Yes, yes. So the university has an incubation center. Okay, so that foundation operates a scheme called as RKVY Raftar. Okay, Rashtriya Krishi Vikasa Yojana Raftar program, which gives opportunity for the startups both at early stage or at growth stage startups, and they support them with a grant in aid. So this program is there in most of the states. That's why I specifically said to you.
Right.
For example, at NutriHub also we operate that. Okay, so but
Right.
most of the incubation centers prefer that the entrepreneur be of that particular state to give them the grants. Okay, but otherwise
So
you
this
can
question
reach out
is,
to NutriHub if you are doing in millets. But if it's going to be an allied or any other agri-tech or agriculture sector, it could be Anand Agriculture University.
this question is from Sanjana from Chennai, who
Right.
also asked a
Right.
question.
If it's
So
for her, I think she can reach out to TNAU, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. So they also operate this particular program, and then definitely she'll be able to get some support from that.
right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and patience for answering each and
Thank
every
you.
one of those questions so elaborately. And it was wonderful having you on this session.